Hey guys, and welcome to this new channel, INTAILS UK. And as you can see with you eagle-eyed viewers, there's a motorbike right there, this thing. Now what does that mean for this channel exactly? It means we're going to be talking a lot about cars. Nah, we are actually a motorbike channel. We, as in me. So what does this channel entail? What is the channel about? Why is channel exist? So I've made this channel because I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. I do love riding bikes. So I thought instead of just going out on my own and aimlessly riding and burning petrol for the sake of it, why don't I take some viewers along with me? And especially those people that maybe haven't rode before, maybe want to ride bikes, or people who have been riding a lot longer than me, which probably the most of you will be, them kind of people. But I want to do stuff like motovlogging. Now, motovlogging is just documenting my journeys of where I go. Again, whether it's a pointless ride somewhere, whether I go to a bike, a cafe, or just a cafe in general, or whether I go to a bike meet in the area, or say the area of the UK, as the channel says UK. Whether I go to a bike store, like obviously where you buy bikes from, walk around, have a look at some bikes. Why not? It's something we do. We always look at stuff we can't afford. Biking life. Also, places like bike clothing shops, because I do hear a lot of things now and again with people asking what's the best equipment to get. Now, that's something I would love to get into and give advice on in the future when I learn more. But also going and talking to people in these shops that can recommend what's the best budget things you can buy, what's the best expensive things you can buy, what's the best things for a racetrack, what's the best things for a road. It just gives a wider, gives wider knowledge really. But yeah, that's the kind of thing I want to do. Also, I am looking into doing bike reviews. Now, I want to be completely honest with these bike reviews because not everyone likes every single bike, and there's bikes I don't like that I would love to test and see if my mind can be swayed, which happened in the past with a few bikes, not gonna lie. But that's the kind of thing, and fortunately for myself, and I'm very grateful, I have a few friends who are willing to donate me their bikes for the next few videos. So we can do honest reviews of what I like about them, what I don't like about them. Do I think they're worth the money in a sense? Do I think the environment we live in, is it the right bike for the area kind of thing? Because there's a lot of bikes out there that you can't get the potential out of. Now, hopefully I get to test more of them kind of bikes as well, so we get more of a broadened horizon of different vehicles. So, without further ado, let's get into the juicy bits and I'll tell you who I am. So, who am I? Well, as the channel states, INTAILS UK, so my name is Ant. I am currently 34 years old. Not quite a young lad anymore, we're getting on a bit. So, my riding history, because that's why we're here, that's what the channel is. So, my riding history. So, I first started riding motorbikes at the age of, call it 9, 10 years old, which is when I got into motocross bikes. So, I did that on and off for a little bit, not a long time, but it was something I dipped my toes in. I enjoyed it. But then I moved on to other things. I found games consoles. I like being an indoor kid then. So that was it, done. Until I was 17, 18, when I did my first CBT and got myself a Yamaha YBR 125, which is actually a present off my grandmother. I used to use that for college, did motor vehicle studies there. Yeah, could go college on that. Used to go around with mates, we all had 125s, we used to go everywhere. It was great back in them days, it was fantastic. And that was probably 2009, but 2010, that kind of era. So, after that, I started riding. I didn't fall out of love with bikes, I just didn't have that passion at that point. I was still figuring out who I was. So, also I was a car guy back then as well, so I preferred me cars. But we won't get into that boring stuff. So I didn't then touch a bike realistically until I was about 30 years old. And that's when I moved away from the area I did live in, which was the Blackpool area. I now live in the West Midlands area, which some of you will figure out whereabouts when we go for rides, etc. So I can't remember what year it was actually. When I was 30, I did another CBT. And I got myself a 125 cruiser called a Giantco Knight. I'd never heard of these either, but do you know what? For a first bike to get back into it, cruiser style, but for a first bike to get back into it, cracking bike. It was absolutely incredible for what it was. Needed a bit of work, as they do. It was a Chinese bike, as you couldn't tell by the name already. But yeah, honestly, it was such a good little bike. Got me back into it again. It's basically what's helped me become who I am now. And then I had that for a year, and then I sold it because there was a 125 bike out there that I've always wanted since I was a bit younger, and that was the Hyosung GT 125R. Now that bike was what I really learned to start riding on properly. Basically like a 125 sports bike, based off a Suzuki kind of GSXR kind of thing. Now that bike for me was, I miss that to this day, and I'm a full category A licensed rider now, and I miss that bike. That was such a great bike. I learned a lot on that. It was a nippy little thing for a 125. But then we decided, let's go for a full bike test. This is 2 years later, so bear in mind I passed my bike test a day before my CBT ended, so no pressure. I passed my full bike test, which will be from now will be about 2.5 years ago. And I still run my 125 afterwards for 2 weeks. And then I found my current bike that I daily now when I go riding, my Suzuki RF600R. Now, very underestimated machine, actually. I'm not going to be biased. I think it's a fantastic bike, personally. I think it's one of the best sports tourers, because it's a sports tourer more than anything else. I think that's one of the best bikes you can get as your first bike, I'd say. For someone jumping on a 600, bit of power. And yeah, okay, I'll be honest with you. Now, I've had it long enough now. It's had a few little things done to it to make it a little bit more peppy. Yeah, I've had that since I passed my test practically. But then I also did buy a Yamaha Virago 750, a cruiser. Now that, again, what a machine. It's a good little gateway into getting a cruiser bike, a full test cruiser bike. It's a great bike. Loved it. Had nothing wrong with it really. Changed the exhaust, big V-twin, so I got big noises. Yeah, so I tried a few different bikes, but then unfortunately I had to sell it. Now, it wasn't the fact that, again, I didn't like the bike or anything. I wasn't really in financial trouble, but by the picture you've probably just seen, there's a car park next to the Virago, and that is a Reliant Robin, and that's the Mark III. Now, there's a video in that where I will be talking to one of my friends who owns his own YouTube channel and who specialises in Reliance. We can also explain to you how you can drive a Reliant on a bike licence, but again, a video in the future with company. So yeah, I couldn't afford 2 bikes and a car, so unfortunately the Virago had to go. So I sold the Virago, and then again kept the car on the bike. And that's been like that now until today, really, where I am now actively looking for another bike. But when you got an emotional bond like my first bike after I passed my test, you can't let it go. So, bit of a catch-22, what do I do? But this is also why I would like to go and test ride other bikes, go and review other bikes, go into bike places and just ask to test. Like, one of my dream bikes is a Ducati Panigale. That has been a dream bike of mine for a very long time. But again, I want to do an honest review on it, and I can already turn around and say I'm probably not going to be comfortable on it because I can't do this whole tucking and sitting down thing. But we'll find out, I suppose, part of the channel. But that's pretty much who I am. So again, if you're interested in what you see, please give a like, give me a subscribe. We can start this journey together. The good, the bad, the rainy days, the sunny days, the boring rides, the fun rides, the people that nearly stopped me riding, car drivers. But again, yeah, let's go for a journey and I'll see you soon. Peace.